Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to maintain a simplified financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hello everyone, and happy bonus content Wednesday. As promised to you on Monday, because I've been remiss in posting content according to my usual schedule, I wanted to go ahead and upload a bonus content video for you guys today that is a little bit of a how-to. So if you happen to be new to the cash stuffing, zero-based budgeting methods, and you're wondering how some of these processes work, this is a really good resource. So over here to my right, I have cash that was pulled from actually last week. So as I mentioned to you on Monday, I didn't upload my weekly check-in video last Friday. It was just one of those things that I completely forgot about, a plan that we already had to spend time together as a family. And so I didn't get a chance to do it, but I did want to go ahead and showcase for you guys what it looks like at the end of a weekly check-in. So at the end of a weekly check-in, I will have cash that I have pulled from my cash stuffing envelopes. If any of this sounds confusing to you, I promise the more time you spend watching videos like this, the more it will sort of make sense. So if I happen to confuse you throughout the course of this video, I do apologize, but I promise, as you get stuck into your own system and the way that you do things, it will make more sense. The more content you consume, it will make more sense. And as I always say, don't just watch my content, because my videos are not, and my process and my process of explaining things is not always going to make sense to everybody. So do seek out other content creators who may explain it a little bit more, but also understand that you're not always going to understand it right away. It took me a little bit of time of watching some content creators to figure out how the system worked. So spend some time knowing that it's going to be initially a little bit confusing, but then coming up with your own system will help you make sense of it. So anyways, with that being said, this was cash that I pulled out of all of my cash envelopes after reconciling my expenses from last week. So they are online or debit expenses from categories that we cash stuff for. So that's why I have to pull the cash out of the envelopes. And so now what I'm going to show you guys is how we arrive at the money that we need for the next cash stuffing. So this cash, actually, and I have a lot of money here. I have a lot of cash here. And so I'm not going to actually need to pull cash out of my checking account as a result of the cash that I have here. And in fact, I am going to have to take back some of this back to the bank. That's how much excess we have from what we spent last week. So you will not have seen that, obviously, but I'm just saying, we will have money to return to the bank in addition to being able to repurpose this cash for the cash stuffing that you actually saw on Monday. And please excuse my manicure. It is 2 weeks old at this point. I just haven't gotten a chance to refresh it, but I'm pretty sure I apologized for that on Monday too. So anyways, first, what I'm going to do though, I'm actually going to do a little mini bill condensing video as well, in addition to the repurposing of the cash. So we're going to do the bill condensing first. That's going to give us the most denominations here available as well. And then we will do the repurposing of the cash. So I'm actually going to slide my budget planner off to the side, and I'm going to just jump right in here to the bill condensing. This isn't going to be anything super duper thorough, but I am going to be able to repurpose some of my cash over here. So we'll start with taxes: 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So the 8 we can leave here, and this should be 150, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right. I am going to breeze through this just because, again, the purpose of this video is showing you how we repurpose cash, but I had a lot of 100s and 50s over here, so I figured I would make use of them while I could. So I'm going to just drop that 20, 40, 50, 65, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Okay, so I'm going to leave a 20 and a 30, so this should be 50. 20, 35, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right. Oops. Oops. All right. 180. I always regret doing these two because then I don't have small denominations to make change with, but I like slinking these envelopes down. All right, 20, 40, 50, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73. So this should be 50, 20, 30, 45, 50. I've gotten so much better at these two. You guys should, I don't know if I have a playlist for bill condensings, but you can go back and watch some of them, and they've been real gong shows along the way, so I'm doing all right. There's nothing I can do with that one. $10, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19. Okay, nothing I can do with that one either. It's not that these really needed a condensing, but when you have that many 100s and 50s off to the side, you make use of them. 20, 40, 55, 65, 66, 67. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, and this is 20. Took me a second to get there with that. 67. Okay, there's nothing I can do with that. Oh my gosh. I was just trying to like stealth fix this, but there's no stealth about that. Okay. HOA is just 100 there. Let's see about union dues. Oh, that's hilarious. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So that's it for high priority. I told you this is not going to take long. But the other process doesn't really take long either. So it's 2 quick processes in one video. And if you've never seen a bill condensing before, now's your chance. All right, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Ah, that's annoying. Let's see about haircuts. No. Oh, nah. I'm gonna leave that be because Mr. Simple needs like change to tip his hairdresser. Hairdresser? Barber. 20. There we go. I think we're gonna do a brunch soon also. So that'll be nice. That was dates in case you missed it. 20, 20, 30, 45, 46, 47. Oops. Yeah, I'm not even going to go into like thorough explanations for each of these either because there's just no use explaining it to you. It takes up time and it's just not necessary. There we go. I'm definitely going to have all the 10s that I need for the cash stuffing, so that's nice. Family fun. 50, 60, 75. Or 85, 86, 87, 88. So really, I just need a 20. All right. That's that for low priority. Holiday. I'm actually not going to go into my business binder. It's just not necessary. Check out gifts. All right. 20. Lots of 10s, that's for sure. Oops. Here we go. Oh, Valentine's Day. Nice. 20. Let's check Easter. Okay, so really I just need a 10. Oh, that's cool. 36. Oh, I wonder if I'm leaving myself enough 20s to actually do my... I'm gonna have to check on that. Thanksgiving. $45.50. Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh, do you know what? $250. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna return this $250. So our threshold for these envelopes is $250. We take that money, we put it in our high yield savings account so that we can earn as much interest as possible. And so because I have enough in here to do it, I'm gonna go ahead and return this $250 to the bank for Christmas. And I think actually at this point we have $2,000. So I'm gonna take this one out and put this $2,000 placeholder in. I do sell my placeholders in all of these envelopes that you see here in my Etsy shop, which is always linked below if you are interested. And that is actually exciting. I love being able to take money and put that in the high yield savings. Currently, we're using our interest that we're earning in high yield savings toward our emergency fund. So it's really working. 10, 25, 30, 2. So I'll just put this in here. And take that 20. Let me just see, I don't have a lot of 20s left, which is actually kind of a bummer. I do need some 20s for, oh, do you know what? Where did I take 60 and I did 20s instead of a 50 and a 10? I feel like that was in high priority. Sorry, you guys. I know this is sort of like a little bit wonky, and if you're new, you're really probably like, what the heck is she doing? But I promise this will make sense. I'm just condensing these envelopes down so that I have the denominations that I need for the next cash stuffing, which you'll have already watched, but I will need 20s. I may have to just like sub them in for 10s, which I know sounds crazy, but 20, 40, oh, here we go, 20, 40, 65. So actually, I'll do a 50 and a 10. And I feel like, let me see, I don't actually use 20s all that often. 6. I'll tell you what, we will go through and see what we need for the next cash stuffing, and I'll determine whether or not I have enough 20s. I may like switch out a couple 20s for like some 10s. I'm sorry if you see flies. 'Tis the season. My kids do not know how to close doors quickly, evidently. Okay, so now that we're done with the bill condensing portion of the video, this is gonna get me away a little bit. I'm gonna just go ahead and pop into my budget planner here and show you what we've got going on. So it is June, And we are going to be working on, oh goodness, where is it? Here we go. We're going to be working on, this is the third cash stuffing of June that you will, like I said, already have watched on Monday. So I will go ahead and leave that video linked for you in case you missed it. But this is what I do. So I'll give you a little bit of a brief explanation here. So in my budget planner, I have this funding plan available. Now, if you're the type of budgeter like we are, we break down, we just do a month budget at a time. My husband is salaried, and so we don't have to budget by paycheck for his income. And so I just go ahead and I break it down from week to week so that basically this is just so that I have content for you guys. Not that I film and upload it on time, but you know, in theory. And so we're on week 3. I know the groceries isn't filled in, but what I do is based off of the plan that I create at the beginning of the month, I then write down what I'm going to be stuffing each week into each category. And so that's where we land here. So that when I have this cash left over at the end of a weekly check-in, I then take that cash and repurpose it for next week's cash stuffing. So I've already written down all of the categories and how much I'm stuffing into each envelope. And so then what I do is I just go ahead and break this down by denomination. So I'm going to speed you guys through this portion of the video because it doesn't really serve a purpose for you. And then I'll show you what I do. Okay. So now that I have this taken care of, this cash breakdown page is super duper helpful for stuff like this. So then I just do it by denomination. So I have 2 100s for $200. I have 2 50s for $100. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 20s for $120. So I'm actually not going to need any more 20s that I have over there. So that's convenient. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 10s for $110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s for $35, and then 2 1s for $2. And so this is 2 300, 420, 530, 565, 567, 567. And then in order to confirm this, typically what I do is I add all of this up to make sure that it comes out to this too, but I don't have my calculator next to me, and frankly, I don't feel like going and getting it. And it's also not the purpose of this video either. Actually, you know what? Hold. I lied to you. I did get the calculator because not making sure that the maths is like rookie mistake number 1. So here we go. I'm going to just zoom you guys through this too. I'm going to add up all of this to make sure that we came out to $567, and then we'll go to the next step. All right, it came out to $567, exactly what we needed. So here's what I do next. Typically, if I, just so you know, I won't need to do this today because I have more than $567 over here. But if I actually have to go to the teller, I will subtract whatever denominations I have over here from what I need and then add it to the teller slip. But because I don't have to go to the teller because I have all $567 here, I won't need to use these. These, by the way, this is like a Post-it pad. It comes with 50 of these little teller slips. So that's almost a year of weekly cash stuffing. So I also have these available in my Etsy shop. They are an absolute fan favorite. I love them. Everyone loves them. And I really do, I mean, you can tell, I use them all the time. So anyways, so this is what we're going to do now for next week's cash stuffing. I need 2 100s. I need 2 50s. I need all 6 of the 20s I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need, goodness, that's a lot of 10s. I need 11 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need, how many? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s. And then 2 1s. And then I'm just going to double check this. Oh, put the 1s there. I'm going to double check this to make sure this is $567. 1, 2, 53, 20, 40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 10, 20, 35, 45, 55, 65, 66, 67, 567. So that's it. So that's how I repurpose the cash every single week so that I have what I need for the next week's cash stuffing. So if I had had less than $567, that difference I would have just gone to retrieve from the bank with the teller slip. And that's how I repurpose the cash every single week, because you spend different amounts from week to week, right? So it's going to look very different depending on what your week looks like, what your week of spending looks like, but the principles are the same. And so this will look the same every single time. Every single time I have cash left over from a cash stuffing after I've unstuffed, I repurpose that cash and I use it for the next week. In the before times, so when we were very new to cash budgeting and cash stuffing, I would usually do this process on a Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, I would take that money back to the bank. And then on the next week when I needed the money to get out for the cash stuffing, I would go to the bank again and I would take money out for the cash stuffing. This was for us an ability to establish discipline so that we were making sure that we were staying on track of everything, or staying on top of everything, staying on track, making sure that we were dotting all of our I's and crossing all of our T's. And if you're new to this system, I would recommend that for you too, just because I think it's very helpful to kind of go through the motions in the beginning, get the process down, figure out what system works for you, and then go ahead and go after that. But for us, we've been doing this for so long now, we just sort of have like a rhythm that works for us, and we are not afraid to repurpose the cash anymore. And so that's what we do. But it doesn't matter. You could have been doing this for 5 years and still do what I used to do in the very beginning, where you run to the bank twice a week. Everybody does what works best for them, what makes them feel most comfortable, and you should do the same thing too. But I did just want to show you the process so that you could see what it looks like for us on a weekly basis. We almost never have money to take back to the bank. This was like a very, it was like a weird week. We just had a lot of money in grocery, and I never took cash to the grocery store, and so a bunch of that money had to go back. And then it was actually combining 2 weeks of expenses that got us to this point as well. So that's how we had so much money left at the end of a week instead of, so that it looks like we were spending like crazy, but we actually weren't. So anyways, that is it. That's going to do it for me for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. And then I will be back here with you guys again on Friday. I promise this time, with our weekly check-in, so you can see how the process works on the front end of things. I have a ton of weekly check-ins up on my channel too, though, if you wanted to check those out, just so you can kind of see how we do it, how we get from there to here where we were in today's video. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and I will be back here with you guys again on Friday. Bye, everyone.